I was looking forward to a long time, not just because of your incredible music, your incredible food, but the people.
Yeah!
The people here are incredible. As soon as I landed in the airport in Memphis, everyone was so nice and so blunt. I have not come across people more helpful, but will let you know how you are so deeply in need of help. They'll let you know how in trouble you are while helping you. It's wild. So I land, right? I land, and there is a woman who is, I guess, one of my new heroes because she was on the mic for the entire terminal, just doing announcements. Every airport needs this. I feel like they leave it to like each person at the gate to do, but this thing that y'all are doing here should be done everywhere. I think this one woman has to announce everything that's happening. Unless there was just one plane that had a bunch of problems, she was announcing all the problems of the terminal. Like the school principal. You know, be like, remember when you were in school and the principal would have to be like, somebody thinks they're very funny and left a surprise under my desk, and if you think you won't be caught, you don't know how diligent I am about justice. You know what I mean? There's a vibe when the principal does like those morning announcements in school, and that's exactly what it felt like. Because this woman comes on the mic, I'm in the bathroom, and she's like, if you just landed on the incoming flight from Detroit, you grabbed the wrong bag. Please come back to the gate. Please return to the gate to switch bags with the person that's here. About 2 minutes pass, and then she's like, if you just landed from Detroit, that is not your bag. What I love about that is not your bag. This is, okay, because look, she is trying to be helpful. She is trying to help the person who grabbed the wrong bag meet up with the person who has their bag, and then they switch bags, they can go ahead and have their vacation or go home or whatever it is. But her mistake was if you landed on that flight and you didn't hear the first announcement and you only heard the second announcement, now everyone is suspicious of their own bag. Got on the bike for the terminal and was like, if you just landed in Detroit, that is not your bag. That is... Everyone must have looked down to be like, this gotta be it. Imagine, because you know, people do all sorts of things. I have plenty of friends who are scared to fly, especially now with like, you know. And so I have plenty of friends who will like take a little something just so they can sleep, or just to like get them in a state where they won't spiral down into their own thoughts about being on a plane while the government is actively trying to defund everything that should like land a plane correctly. And so they'll take a little something, and then they will be a little loopy for at least like 15 minutes after they land. You know? I have a friend who, like, truly, she cannot handle it, and she has her cocktail down to a science. And if the plane is delayed, she will be missing that flight. But that announcement made me think of my friend. You know? Made me think of my friend and what would happen if she gets off the flight. She's walking with her bag. And then she hears, if you just landed from Detroit, that is not your bag. She'd probably be like, And I don't know if the person who got the wrong bag, came back to switch or not. Maybe they had already left the airport. Maybe they were at baggage claim where you can't really hear that stuff anymore. But then there was another announcement. Didn't specify the flight, the incoming flight, but I assume it was the same one. This time she just said the gate, and she was like, if you had just landed and you walked away from gate C13, whatever it was, you left your CPAP machine. Please come get your CPAP machine. I don't need your CPAP machine. I assume you need your CPAP machine. I was like, I want to be at the airport all day. Like usually when a comedian is talking about the airport, it's because you travel too much or there's just been, you don't have anything else to talk about, but this was a true gift. I could not share it, and in my head I was like, okay, all right, that's my first Memphis experience.
Yeah!
Right? And it was phenomenal. And then it was time for me to head to the hotel, and okay, look. With respect to the fact that I do love your city, with respect to the fact that I love the people in it, with respect to the fact that I am so honored that you came here today to be with me for this show, as a city, y'all have to have a meeting about the Ubers here. This is fundamentally insane. This is the things that are happening in Memphis Ubers. I don't know if they're happening anywhere else in the country. I travel everywhere. I have plenty of Uber stories. Sometimes things will happen in Uber that are like wild and crazy, and I don't even put it down as a note in my mind, because I get it. You travel enough, you meet enough people, some wild stuff's gonna happen. What has been happening since I got here? So it's time for me to go to the hotel to leave the airport, and our Uber was like 8 minutes away. Great, we got time to grab a water, whatever, right? And I don't mind waiting. It's nice and warm here. No, I just wear the same thing every day. I'm not completely, So anyway, after a while, I was with my buddy Manny, and after a while, I turned to Manny because he ordered the Uber. I'm like, hey, are they closer? Because we've been waiting long enough that the shadows have changed. I mean, I'm not one of those people keeping time on the Uber right? But just if we're at the rest stop area where you wait for the Ubers and the shadow was here and it's now here, you've been there a while. And so I asked him, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess, I don't know what happened. It seemed like she was right here, and then she started circling, and then the time went up again, and that happened 2 times. And so finally she calls us, and it's never a call you want to get.
Oh God.
If you're waiting for your Uber and your Uber calling you, something has gone awry on one end or the other, right? And so then she calls Manny, and she's like, hey, I can only hear the back voice. And finally he smirks and he's like, we're gonna have to go to her. And so we go back into the airport, we go down and we walk for a little while until we see her, in the distance, and then she pops the trunk and she's like, "I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sorry." And I was like, "Hey, look, no big deal. What happened?" And she was like, "Oh, I was trying to get to y'all, but this lady was not helpful at all." And she pointed out the window at the lady with the traffic thing. And I was like, "Okay, you two have a rivalry, all right." And then I get to a hotel and take another Uber. And it's like, I knew I'm gonna take non-stop Ubers while I'm here because I didn't rent a car. I also can't drive. So that's why I'm drive. I'm always like, better you than me, we all did. Right? But there was one Uber that really stands out, and it was the Uber to get here tonight. The Uber that I took from the hotel here. The situation that was going on, it felt like there had been a party in the Uber before I got in. There were a lot of like Arizona iced teas on the floor and everything. But one thing that was curious was a bag of water that was just sort of at the center console. It was a Glad bag, falls full of water. And I could tell the Glad bag wasn't fully snapped closed.
Damn.
And in my head, I kind of want to be like, "Hey, can you like close your bag of water real quick?" I would hate for that water to get on everything in here or us, or I don't even know if that's water. I'm assuming it used to be ice. Maybe, you hurt your leg or something, you iced it while you're driving, but it could be a bag of anything. I have no idea, but I can see that it's open, right? Slightly. But to ask that question I know myself. And I know if I broach the subject of a bag of water being in the car, I will have so many follow-up questions I will really go with our daddies. And so like a coward, I say nothing. I say nothing and I just watch the open part of the Ziploc bag the entire drive. She's taking wide turns. This water is peeking out, leaning. Water is daring me to say something. It's coming to the lip of the ridges of the bag like, "You won't even say nothing, will you?" Like, you scared? Why are you scared, huh? No, it's been a phenomenal time so far. I don't know if y'all saw, but at a Chuck E. Cheese in Florida,